he said he wanted to do was win, you know, trophies and win things. And yeah, I think he had seen players in the past stay with their childhood clubs and then not go on to win anything. And I think, you know, for him, it was hard, but he stood his ground and thought, no, I'm going to go.
We'll get back to Colleen in just a quick second, but remember, if you like this video, please like, share and subscribe. And don't forget to click the notification button so you know when my next video has dropped. And remember as well, I really want to know what you're thinking. If you've got anything that you need to say, if you think I'm talking rubbish, if you think the people in the clips that I post are talking rubbish, if you think we've missed something, please put it in the comments. If you've clicked on my video, you are clearly interested in what I've got to say. And because of that, I am very interested in what you have got to say. I read all of the comments. I like reading all of the comments. Now, in this particular clip, Coleen Rooney is going to be talking about when Wayne Rooney first signed for Manchester United. And the question that I want you to think about while you are watching Colleen and listening to Colleen is, did Wayne Rooney fulfill his potential as a footballer? That's what I want you to think about. And afterwards, I am going to be talking and reacting and commenting on what Colleen has said in the clip. And I'm going to give my thoughts on Wayne Rooney's career now that he's retired as a player. Anyway, here's Colleen.
What he said he wanted to do was win, you know, trophies and win things. And yeah, I think he had seen players in the past stay with their childhood clubs and then not go on to win anything. And I think, you know, for him, it was hard, but he stood his ground and thought, no, I'm going to go. And that's it. And, you know, I'll take all the crap that comes with it. And he was, you know, there was our house, you know, got spray painted everywhere. And there was, you know, smashed windows in cars and stuff. And it was, I feel we literally took ourselves and moved because Alex Ferguson said, we want you out of Liverpool. But it was our families that got the backlash then. And that wasn't fair. You know, it was worth it for him because he's, you know, gone on to win all. He's the lead goal scorer. We had some fantastic times there, and yeah.
What was the first when he scored that hat trick? Was it Fenerbahce?
Yeah,
on his debut.
First game.
What was that like?
It was good. We went, and obviously we hadn't. That was our first game that we went to, and we were sitting. They put us right up in I don't know whether that was where the family sat at the time, but I don't think it was.
It was your accents.
So we were right up in the guts, and yeah, it was. I just thought after that game, I thought you've made the right decision here, and you've come, and you've just proved a point straight away that you know you belong here.
Yeah.
And yeah, it just went from strength to strength after that.
I mean, I only played for one team, so I never had that. But in terms of you with Wayne, would Wayne ask your opinion on maybe moving to a club, or when he leaves United, he goes back to Everton, doesn't he? And situations like that, do you get involved in conversations like that?
Yeah, obviously, he'll mention it, but at the end of the day, I think it's whatever's best for him, and we'll support him. You know. I think before the Man United, there was a few clubs on to him. I think there was a Spanish club on, and at the time, you know, I was thinking, I don't know whether I could go to. But I said, if that's, you know, well, I'll, you know, support you. And my mum was like, you're not really moving to Spain, are you? But obviously, it was only up the road, so it was good because we still stayed local and it wasn't far. And then, yeah, I was there for years. Going back to Everton, I was a bit unsure about that. I just felt like, if you still, you know, can you still do what them fans wanted you to do back then now?
What was he like? Was he apprehensive or was he happy?
He just, yeah, he was happy. He always said he wanted to go back there and play there again. And also we wanted the kids to see him play there.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they all support, like, we've got to mix Everton and Man United. I think the loyal to
I love what you've just said there, because you didn't say about going back in terms of the fan reaction. You were actually thinking, can he go back and be the player that you were thinking more from a football point of view than maybe something off the pitch. Can he still be the same sort of player? You thinking like that?
Yeah, because them fans had so much faith in him back then, and he was, and they would have loved him to stay and do what he did at Man United. But obviously, you need a team around you and think. But that's what I was thinking. The fans still going to love him, even though they hated him for leaving. They're still going to love him like they did when he was back there. Don't know.
Fans can be fickle.
Yeah, but they would have had the respect for him.
Yeah, they did.
And listen, Everton fans are as passionate as anybody, but they were also stood back and looked at when they saw Wayne doing what he was doing at United. There has to be an element. You know what?
Yeah.
It's the right thing.
Fair play.
We boo him when he comes back.
Yeah.
But there'll be respect from him when he did go back. He got that, and that's what you want.
It's just interesting in that clip there. So you've got Wayne Rooney, a 16, 17-year-old who he's playing for Everton, and he's clearly the best player in that team, 100% by a mile, even at that age. And I mean, Everton were nothing at the time. They weren't a good team, not really. Too much has been made about David Moyes and his Everton team. They didn't win anything. They qualified for the Champions League, playoff place or something like that, but that's it. They were a tough team to play against at times, fair enough, but they weren't a good team. So it's no wonder that Wayne Rooney wanted to sort of move away. And she just mentioned there that they didn't really receive a lot of the flack, but it was more the family that they left behind in Liverpool that got all of the flack. And there was spray painting on the houses, and there was smashed car windows and things like that. I just find that just blows my mind that there are idiots like that doing that because of football. I don't get it. Now, I'm as passionate as the next man. I've supported Manchester United since I was 10 years old, and I'm 41 years old now. Okay. And I was shouting at the TV when they were playing Liverpool the other day. I get that. But I'm not going to go and smash someone's window because he signs for a bigger club. It's just insane. And I don't like that. I've never liked that element in football. That kind of chavvy, kind of hooliganish element that, people going around smashing people's windows and that because a player has signed for someone. It's just ridiculous. At the end of the day, right, it's a sport. Football is a sport, and it's an entertainment package in the guise of sport, i.e. people go and watch football to be entertained. There are people that treat it like a religion. It ain't a religion. It ain't. It's a game, and people have their loyalties, and fair enough. Anyway, I just got that little rant out of the way, and that's all I wanted to say on that. But Wayne Rooney, wow, what a player he was. An absolute Manchester United icon and legend. He really is. I remember at the time when he kind of broke through, and I'm not sure if I've told this story on my YouTube channel before, but I'm going to tell you again, very briefly. I remember it was circa 2002, I think, might be 2002. I was at university, at Manchester Metropolitan University, and I got a ticket for a game at Old Trafford against Everton. And this was in the era of Ruud van Nistelrooy, Juan Sebastian Veron. Rio Ferdinand was playing for us at the time as well. We had Keane was still playing, Giggs, Scholes, Solskjaer. This was peak prime Manchester United. They were great. And I think we would win the league that year, 2 or 3. Yeah, we would. Great side, yada, yada, yada. Anyway, I got a ticket for United versus Everton at Old Trafford, and I was in the Alex Ferguson stand, and I was right at the back, and we were playing Everton, and we were beating them comfortably. I think there was maybe 10 minutes to go or something like that, and then this young kid starts warming up, and 10 minutes to go, I hear that he's only 16 years old, and someone says to me, watch this kid. He's going to be better than Michael Owen. And I'm like, Michael Owen? No. Yes, he is. That's what the guy said. And I tell you what, that 16-year-old kid came on and ran Laurent Blanc ragged, and he gave Rio Ferdinand a handful as well. And lo and behold, this would be Wayne Rooney, and he'd start ticking on from there. So when we signed him after that amazing Euro 2004, where had he not broken his metatarsal, I was blown away. I was like, wow, got Wayne Rooney, 18-year-old, he's fantastic. And he was brilliant. Scored a hat-trick on his debut against Fenerbahce. My parents were at that game, and they've never let me live that one down, that I wasn't there. But hey, good for them. But yeah, Wayne Rooney, I always felt as though Wayne Rooney was always our best player. Up until probably when Van Persie signed, because at that time Wayne started to sort of slow down as a footballer, shall we say. But all through the Ronaldo years at United, I always felt Wayne Rooney was a better player than Ronaldo. He certainly brought more to the team. I mean, Ronaldo was the cherry on top, but I always felt as though Wayne Rooney was the heartbeat of that 2008 Manchester United team. I used to think that Wayne Rooney did two jobs for Man United that two legends used to do before him. I always felt as though he was the driving force of the team, and also he was the creative element. He was the driving force of the team, like Roy Keane used to be, and he was also the creative element, like what Eric Cantona used to be. And he was almost as good as those two players combined, in my humble opinion. And when I used to watch United, I used to go during the Ronaldo years, and I used to watch those players, and Wayne Rooney would be chasing down every single ball. He would set Ronaldo up with chance after chance after chance after chance, and Ronaldo would give the ball away, or he'd miss something, or he'd mishandle it. 9 times out of 10, Ronaldo would do that. But then on the 10th time, he'd score a 30-yarder, and he'd win the match, and he'd get the headlines, and people would think Ronaldo was the best player in the world. All of that stuff. And, fair enough. I'm not trying to knock Ronaldo. The reason I'm saying this is because Ronaldo benefited from Wayne Rooney. Now, Wayne Rooney, I always felt as though Wayne Rooney was a more talented footballer than Cristiano Ronaldo, but Cristiano Ronaldo was more selfish. Again, that's not a knock. I just mean that as in, he had his goals and he was doing it for him, and he was. Plus, he was more of an athlete. So I feel as though because of that, because Ronaldo wanted to be the best footballer in the world, he became that. So the team had to mould around him. But I feel as though if Wayne Rooney had that sort of selfish streak and he wasn't as much of a team player and he insisted on the team being built around him, I feel as though Wayne Rooney would have won multiple Ballon d'Ors, and Wayne Rooney would probably have hit Ronaldo numbers. Well, and which he kind of did. Because he did have a season where he was the main man at Manchester United, the goal scoring talisman of the team, and that was in 2010. And he'd scored about 34 goals by February or something like that. But then he broke his metatarsal. He broke his foot a couple of times. And Wayne Rooney was very unlucky because he got awkward injuries at awkward times of the season, which, had he not got those injuries, he might have won a Ballon d'Or. Because in 2010, if Wayne Rooney, who was our main goal scorer, stayed fit throughout that season, we probably would have won the Champions League that year, because I think Inter Milan won it. We'd have beaten them. We'd have beaten Bordeaux in the semis, and we were on the verge of beating Bayern Munich until Wayne Rooney went off, And plus also, he did his metatarsal before it was the ankle in 2010. But the two metatarsals were, one was in 2004 during the Euros before he signed for Man United, and I think it's generally agreed that had that not happened, then Wayne Rooney would probably have carried that England team to the Euros glory, and the same thing happened in 2006 as well. But yeah, I mean, just thinking about these things at the moment, it only seems 2 minutes away, and I still, whenever I think about Wayne Rooney, I still think about that, 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old player. It's mental looking at him on the overlap or on Sky Sports News and seeing a guy that's retired. It's where's that time gone? It's insane. But did Wayne Rooney fulfill his potential as a player? It's a funny one, that. I think, yeah. I'm going to say yeah. Excuse me. I'm going to say yeah, because he won everything. Could he have done a tiny bit more? He was just a little bit unlucky. He did everything that he possibly could have done, I feel. Man United top scorer of all time. England top scorer of all time. Champions League, Premier League, all that kind of stuff. And then he just got a couple of niggling injuries. So he was just a little bit unlucky. So maybe he didn't quite achieve what he could have achieved. Maybe. I mean, what he did achieve was still better than most footballers ever. But if he was just a little bit more selfish and had a little bit of luck when it comes to injuries, because Messi and Ronaldo didn't have any injuries, he might have been spoken of in the same breath as those two guys. But then again, maybe I'm a biased Man United fan. You tell me. If you've come this far in this video, you're clearly interested in what I've got to say. Because of that, I really want to hear what you've got to say. If you think I'm talking nonsense, if you think Wayne Rooney was nowhere near as good as Messi and Ronaldo, no, he wasn't as good as Messi. He wasn't. Messi was just weird. But I feel as though he was a better player than Cristiano. But what do you think? If you agree with me or disagree with me, or if you think I've missed something or forgotten something, please put it in the comments and I'll see you in the next one.